My name's Lindsey. I'm sure you all know me, and I'm going to be giving my speech on pregnancy and the developing child. So pretty much what happens whenever you're pregnant or someone you know is pregnant, or yeah. So the first trimester, which is week 1 to 12, the baby is called an embryo, and when it's 3 weeks, it goes through basic growth, and it starts developing the brain, the spinal cord, the heart, and the stomach. So it starts pretty early. And then around week 4 and 5, the arm and leg, they're little buds, but they're visible. You can see them, but not distinguishable. You can't really tell what they are. They just look like little balls. The heart starts to beat the heart starts beating at a steady rhythm. And the placenta is formed and blood moves through the baby's blood vessels. Okay. And then the eyes and ears are also formed. And the baby is about 1/4 of an inch by the end of the 5th week. So that's pretty small. It's about this big. At around week 6, the formation of the jaw and the lungs and the nose, and then the lip and the mouth palate, you know, where you're, okay. And then the hand and feet buds are webbed. The brain continues to form complex parts. And by the end of week 6, the baby or the embryo is now 1/2 of an inch. So not very big. And then around week 7, every organ has begun to form, and the embryo weighs less than an aspirin. So you've all seen an aspirin, so that's pretty small. So, yeah. And then around the week 8, the ears continue to form externally and internally. That means they form from the outside and the inside. Bones begin to form and muscles can contract. The eyelids are more developed also. And then from weeks 9 to 13, the baby has grown 3 inches and weighs 1 ounce. Genitalia, which is your private parts, are formed into male or female. Eyelids close and the baby can make a fist when it's after 13 weeks. So. Okay, and then the second trimester starts at week 14. And then week 14 to 16, the skin is transparent. The baby can begin sucking and swallowing, and fingerprints are formed, and the mom might be able to feel the baby kicking and moving around a little bit, not very much though. And the baby weighs 6 inches, or the baby is 6 inches, and it weighs 4 ounces. And then by the 17th to 20th week, the eyebrows and the eyelashes grow in, the nails grow on the fingers and toes, and the heartbeat can be heard by a stethoscope when you go to the doctor. And then weeks 21 through 23, the skin becomes less transparent, so you can't see the organs and stuff anymore. Fat begins to develop on the baby, so it's getting bigger and fatter. And the eyes are all developed, and the liver and pancreas are working hard to develop. And by the end of the 23rd week, the baby is 10 to 11 inches long and weighs 1 1/4 pounds. And then by the 24th week, a baby delivered at 24 to 26 weeks could survive with medical support. The baby has now developed sleep and waking cycles, and loud noises and other things can scare the baby. So if, say, alarm went off, it'd probably scare the baby and it'd probably jump. The air sacs for the lungs form, and the brain's still developing rapidly. Okay, and then 27 to 32 weeks, the baby's still filling out, and it stores fat now, so it's starting to get real plump, as you would say. And it's about 15 to 17 inches long, and it weighs 4 to 4.5 pounds. The lungs are not mature, but they're still developing, and the bones are fully developed in a 27 to 32 week old baby. And then from weeks 33 on to 40, the lungs are developed. Layers of fat continue to make baby round. And then the average baby that's born between 36 and 40 weeks weighs about 7 pounds and is 19 inches long. So, and then for my next part, I made a little slideshow. Here's a picture of the stages of development up to 23 days old. So this is when it's first developing. It starts here as a little tiny dot. Whoops.
I can't see that.
I'll bring it over,
Oh.
and then there it is at 23 days old. So I thought that was kind of interesting. You see it? That's what it looks like when it's about 23 days old.
Yeah.
So then what else did I put in here? And then I also put in about how the mom feels when she's pregnant. A lot of you probably know Wilda, Beth, Fern. You probably had maybe some morning sickness. You started getting big, not fat, but big. And
I got fat.
you got fat, I got fat too. Your appetite increases, you're tired, you're cranky, and that pretty much lasts throughout the whole pregnancy and maybe even after. So that's my speech, I'm done. Thanks for listening, I really appreciate it.